local all morning. The Fox 61 Morning News starts now.
And right now at 6 o'clock, 5 New Haven police officers have been charged in connection to the Randy Cox case. We'll tell you what Cox's attorney and family are saying this morning.
And relief at the pump will continue, but don't expect it to last long. What state lawmakers decided on the gas tax.
So we got an update into that huge fire in Mystic that caused that, looks like a smoke tornado you saw there. We'll tell you what authorities are saying this morning.
Good morning, sunshine. Thank you for waking up with us here on the Fox 61 Morning News at 6. I'm Symphony in for Erica this morning.
And I'm Tim Lammers. Good morning to you. Happy Tuesday. A lot to talk about on the weather front because we've got some bad weather coming our way, which is why we're on the Weather Watch alert. Rachel Piscatelli, good morning to you. Things are fine now.
Just fine now.
Yeah.
Chilly. Yeah. Nevertheless, but
that's okay.
But that's all right. It's going to be very quiet today with temperatures that'll range in the 40s across much of the state this afternoon. But in the meantime, it's very chilly out there this morning. We're talking about 20s and 30s across much of the state, with some of us waking up in the low 20s, mid 20s in Danbury at 25 degrees. It's 32 in New Haven. So those temperatures have fallen a couple of degrees over the course of the morning, which is what we expected. 26 in Willimantic, 28 right now in Putnam, and 29 in Torrington. So numbers out there this morning, 16 to about 25 degrees cooler than this time yesterday. Highs today will range in the 40s, 42 to about 46 degrees. Tonight we are increasing the cloud coverage and temperatures fall back into the 30s overnight. Tomorrow morning starts off with some cloud coverage, really thickening up by 10 a.m. 10 a.m. more cloudy out there, and by noontime we have rising chance for some rain, widespread, and there could be some embedded downpours in addition to very gusty winds, gusts upwards of 40 to 50 miles per hour possible during the peak of this, which is going to be about 3 to 6 o'clock in the afternoon. So right around the evening rush. We'll detail out more on where we go from here, that hour by hour forecast coming up in just a bit. It is 6:02. Symphony.
Alrighty, let's take a look at how the morning commute is shaping up so far. Starting off with a quick look at East Hartford on I-84 West. We're taking a look at the map first. Here we go. So we can see we are incident free so far. Those little orange squares you see there, a lot of construction going on. So if you're heading out, you can expect a little bit of a slowdown in those usual areas. Right now, let's take a live look at I-84 East in Hartford. Traffic volume not bad at all in the 6 o'clock hour. So if you're heading out in this direction, coming into the capital city, you see it's all clear for you. Let's check out how things are shaping up on I-91 southbound over near Jennings Road here in the capital city. More traffic on that part of the interstate. But the good news is we are accident free so far on this Tuesday. We'll be sure to keep you updated throughout the morning. If you're heading out the door, hope you have a great day. And happening today, the attorney and family of a man left paralyzed while in New Haven police custody is expected to speak out for the first time since 5 police officers were charged in connection to that incident.
And we got Brooke Griffin here with us in the studio just to break down the details of those arrest warrants for the officers. Brooke, good morning to you.
Well, good morning to you both. We are looking at the very first time here that all 5 officers involved turned themselves into state police yesterday. Now they're facing charges of reckless endangerment and cruelty to persons for that incident that left 1 man paralyzed from the neck down while in their care. Now that warrant details that these 5 officers on your screen right here didn't offer Randy Cox the medical attention that he needed back in June. It says that Cox was placed in the van handcuffed without a seatbelt. Officer Oscar Diaz was driving the van transporting Cox to a detention facility. The warrant says that he was driving 36 miles per hour in a 25 mile per hour zone before he slammed on his brakes to avoid a crash. This is when the video shows Cox went flying to the back of the van, hitting his head and paralyzing him. It says he did pull over after Cox called for help, but then continued to transport him to the facility instead of calling for immediate medical help, violating New Haven police policy. The papers say Cox was asking for help, saying that he, quote, couldn't breathe and that he was going to die. The other 4 officers met the van at the facility facility. Sergeant Betsy Sege was the supervisor on scene. She was found in violation of policy for not wearing her body camera at the time. Now, when Cox said that he thought he cracked his neck, the warrant shows the sergeant said, quote, "You didn't crack it, you drank too much." It says Cox was dragged into a holding cell by his arms and then shackled. They were put around his legs and eventually being dragged back out by his ankles. The Connecticut NAACP says that they hope justice is served along with the police department.
It's hard to see officers charged, but it's also part of what we've been talking about since the beginning. We need to be transparent and accountable, period.
The New Haven Police Department will now continue their internal affairs investigation. All 5 officers were released on $25,000 bonds, and all 5 of those officers are still currently on paid administrative leave. Now, their next court appearance is expected to be on December 8th. Now, again, today, we do expect to hear from Cox's attorney and his family later this afternoon for the very first time since that incident 5 months ago. Back to you.
Okay, Brooke, thank you for that update. It is 6:05. New this morning, Stonington police said some rubble is still smoldering at the site of a massive fire Sunday night in Mystic. We are expected to learn more a little later this morning about what happened, but that fire destroyed the Seaport Marine, which is home to several businesses. It also destroyed several boats and even damaged a nearby home. One man who was across the street said he saw the whole thing happen.
The fire was right in the center at first, and then it spread to the left. And then an explosion happened, and the right side started going on fire. Probably within a minute and a half, there was a big explosion, and the sky was like blue and green for 2-3 seconds, and all the power went out.
When you hear him say that, it's amazing. No one was hurt. Power is still being restored to that area. No word yet on how the fire got started, but again, we are expecting an update this morning right around 11 o'clock, so we'll keep you updated online and through the Fox 61 News app.
New this morning, crews in Middletown responded to a fire overnight on South Main Street. Take a look at this video here. This happened at a liquor store with an apartment above it. Our photographer at the scene says it looked like the fire was in the back of the store. Crews have since cleared the scene, and we're working to get more details if anyone was hurt and how that fire started. We'll keep you updated.
Right now at 6, Danbury police said they found 2 people dead inside a home after officers were sent there for a well-being check yesterday afternoon. Police said a man and a woman were found shot in the head. They were in a basement bedroom on Clayton Road. Police haven't released their names yet, and officers are still investigating, but at this point they said they believe it was an isolated incident.
Happening today, the father of a 1-year-old boy who died from fentanyl poisoning is due in court. Police charged 30-year-old Lennon Rodriguez with criminally negligent homicide and risk of injury to a minor. It comes as the toddler's cause of death was ruled as acute fentanyl intoxication. Also happening today, a 17-year-old student accused of hanging a noose inside a Hebron High School locker room is expected to face a judge. State police say he's facing 2 charges, which include placing a noose on property and second-degree breach of peace. Community members have voiced their concerns and demanded action in the wake of this incident.
This morning, several state programs designed to put more money back into your wallet are set to see a boost in funding.
Yeah, this after the state legislature met for a special session yesterday and voted on those items. But some are still asking, is this enough as people continue to feel the pinch of inflation and the high prices?
Yeah, we got Angelo Bavaro here with us now just to break down how this approved plan might affect you. Good morning, Angelo.
Hey, good morning, guys. So among the big action items in that relief package, the gas tax holiday, bonuses for essential workers, as well as boosting. Actually, let me make sure my mic is on right here.
Hold on, it's coming.
Let's give him a second
takes
here.
a couple seconds and...
Is
All
it
right,
on now?
there we go, Angelo.
Got to start that over. So among the big action items in this relief package, those include the gas tax holiday, bonuses for essential workers, as well as boosting funding for that home heating help. Now, both the gas tax holiday and the fare-free bus service, those were set to expire this week. But lawmakers voted to extend the full gas tax holiday through December 31st. And after that, that tax will be phased back in over a 5-month period at 5 cents per month. Meanwhile, fare-free bus service that will also continue through March 30th. Another item in that package, adding $75 million in funds to the state's pandemic worker bonus fund. And the third big item, adding $30 million into the state's heating oil assistance programs, in particular, the low-income household energy assistance program. Now, this plan did get bipartisan support, but Republican leaders call it only a start, and they argue more relief should have been included.
We're doing things, and so judge us on the totality of what we do ultimately in the biennium budget, the things we're going to fight for, the things we're going to protect for middle-class families. This is one part of that, and we're going to do more in the coming months as well.
I can't believe that this majority, only 3 or 4 weeks after running an election where they talked about tax cutting and helping people in need, are doing neither today.
Now, multiple changes to that bill were shot down during debate yesterday, and that includes a motion to divide these issues up so they could be voted on individually, as well as an amendment to include diesel in that gas tax suspension. Coming up in the next half hour, how a surge in applications for that essential worker bonus program could affect how much money you now get. Tim and Symphony, I will send it back to you.
All righty. Thank you, Angelo.
Thank you.
All right, 6:11 now. Let's check out the gas prices. We're taking a look at today's averages. It looks like a gallon of regular currently stands at $3.64 a gallon. That's a penny less than it was yesterday, and it was down 5 cents from a week ago. The average price for a gallon of diesel stands at $5.92 this morning. That's down 2 cents from yesterday and down 14 from a week ago. Tim, can you believe I visited my family for the Thanksgiving holiday? Gas, a gallon of regular down south, $2.70.